What's up, everyone? Marc Lobliner, TigerFitness.com. Oh, man, I'm looking around. See a lot of people whining and complaining. I do. I see it all the time, and I understand. Like, life is hard. Like, you used to... The problem is, I think, these days, people expect to go to college and get their degree, right? And then they decide to get out of college, and they're like, I need a job. And then they realize that the options for jobs are not high-paying jobs. They realize that they're going to start entry level, but wait a second. Mommy and daddy, you just paid $120,000 at least for 4 years of school. And I worked hard. I was in college, and I spent all this time and effort just working. And I got my degree. I got my 4-year degree. And now I have to start from the bottom up. I have to start as an assistant. I have to start in the mailroom. I have to start maybe even not in a career that my degree was in, because maybe my degree was in something I didn't do enough research about and figure out that, hey, there's no future in that. There's no money in that. Maybe I want to make money. Maybe I want to be successful. Maybe I just want to make a difference in the world. Maybe I want to be a great teacher. Or maybe I want to do something to help the community. I want to work for a not-for-profit and top out at $50,000 a year. But I want to make a difference in the world. And you think to yourself, what the hell did I just go to college for? Or maybe you're in a job. Maybe you're in a job and you're like, oh my God, I'm dead-ended. I work 9 to 5, I go home, I play the PlayStation, I eat dinner, maybe I go to the gym, and I'm like, fuck, I'm done with the day. And I go to work and I work 8 straight hours, just 8 hours. I work 8 hours, and I'm done. I go 8 to 5, I go in, I have my lunch at 12 o'clock, and I'm done. I'm done for the day. Or maybe you have a business that's not growing. Maybe you have a business that's, you can't figure out why it's declining. You can't figure out why you're not making progress. But yet you come home every day at 5 p.m. and you're like, hey, honey, I'm home. And you have your dinner and you're there. And you're home. And you sleep in and you wake up and you come into work. Maybe it's your own business just at 9, 10. And you're wondering why you're not building equity, why you're not growing. You're wondering why you're stale. You're wondering why you don't see that magical light at the end of the tunnel, and things are just there, and you're lucky to be getting by, and you're hoping that you make it in life. And I feel you, man. I know what it's like to not grow. I know what it's like to have hardships. I know what it's like to start at the bottom. I know what it's like. I know what it's like to not know where you're going to live because you got evicted and you don't know if you get qualified to get another place to live. I know what it's like to not know how you're going to pay your bills. I know what it's like to wonder how you're going to get to your next paycheck. I know, guys. I've been there. Hell, I can even go more extreme. I know what it's like to wonder if your mom's going to make it to the next day because she's suicidal. I know what it's like to wonder if your father will be there because he's ill and he can't get up. He's having strokes. Guys, I know what it's like. I have equity now. I have businesses. I have a house. I own things outright. It's awesome. I didn't always have that. I wasn't born with a silver spoon. I'm not Donald Trump. I'm not Mitt Romney. I'm not even Barack Obama in what he had. He had a wonderful family. I'm none of those guys. I'm not George W. Bush. I don't have a silver spoon. No. The only equity I've always had is sweat equity. Let me tell you a little something about sweat equity. Sweat equity doesn't need a high IQ. No, you don't need a high IQ. It's not necessary. Sweat equity doesn't need a good appearance. You don't have to be handsome or beautiful. You don't have to have a 36, 24, 36 physique as a female to have sweat equity. You don't need any of that. You don't need to be tall. You don't need to be white. You don't need to be black. You don't need to be brown. You don't need to be fucking purple like Barney the dinosaur. You just need to have one thing. And that's the will to work. A lot of people have fantastic ideas. A lot of people have phenomenal ideas. And usually I'll tell you this, and I know the commenters below will be like, oh, it's all about funding. You need funding. Bullshit. Mark Cuban on Shark Tank goes on all the time that it's about the grind and the passion that builds business. It's about the grind because you need it. It's fight or flight. What I don't see, and I'm a millennial. It's not the fucking millennials because guess what? I've had failed employees at the age of 48, at the age of 52, at the age of 60, at the age of 16, at the age of 22. It's non-generational. It's societal. We're in a fucking entitlement society. My buddy Rob, who used to be my VP at Civation, he said this once in a meeting. We were meeting with somebody. I don't know what it was. But he said, you know what? Mark's the kind of guy, he's a throwback to when shit got tough back in the day. When sales were down, you got in your car or you got your good pair of walking shoes on, you took whatever it is you had to sell, and you went door to door and you fucking hustled. You hustled to put food on the table for your family. I'm a goddamn throwback. And sometimes when you want to be successful, and sure, I'm not saying work aimlessly at a goal without a strategy, without a focus, and without direction. Those are necessary. But you can have all the strategy, focus, and direction in the fucking world, but if you don't have the will to fucking work, if you don't have the will to sweat, I'm not saying literally, I'm not saying fucking Jane Fonda's jazzercise, I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is you have to have the will to outwork everybody. Everybody. Even successful people born with the silver spoon. To maintain that level of success that their predecessors or their people before them, their fathers who left the money, their mothers who left the money, to maintain that level of success, they have to have that same drive and will as their parents did, as the person who left that money for them did. And a lot of times people will shit money away. They'll piss it all away because they're not willing to work. They don't have the work ethic. But I'll tell you what, a lot of times those people born to successful people, they will inherit that work ethic by watching and emulating their father or their mother, or whoever it is who left them that money. So what I'm saying, guys, whether it's in the gym, whether it's in the household as a family person, or whether it's in the workplace, the main thing holding you back is the willingness to work. The willingness to stay 2 hours past closing time. The willingness to be the first person in the office and the last person to leave. The willingness to volunteer for shit that your peers won't volunteer for. The willingness to do the fucking dirty work. To this day, I fucking love the dirty work. On Black Friday, I shipped out hundreds of orders, probably 1,000 something orders on Black Friday weekend. I love that shit. I love the grind. If you don't love the grind, you're not going to fucking make it. There's always an outlier. And well, my cousin, he just fucking had an idea, worked 2 hours and made $40 billion. That happens. But I'll tell you this much, it's probably not going to happen to you. If you're a poor fucking working stiff like me, and you want to make it in life, you have to roll up your goddamn sleeves. You have to put your fucking head down, and you wake up every fucking morning knowing that you want to wake up better than the morning before. That is fucking sweat equity. So the next time you are not satisfied with where you are in life, you need to look yourself in the mirror, grab yourself by the pussy, and say, I'm fucking tired of this, and I'm fucking ready to work. If you're not fucking ready to work, you're never going to realize your potential. Your potential has nothing to do with sweat equity, has nothing to do with brain equity, has nothing to do with has nothing to do with your appearance. It has to do with sweat equity. That other shit helps. It does. But guess what? You could be one ugly and one dumb motherfucker, but if you're willing to work, you can fucking make it. I guarantee you that. Or you'll at least be way more successful than you would be if you were a lazy, complacent sack of shit. Do you have to, am I putting down people who want to be lazy and complacent? No, that's your decision. But I'm guessing if you're watching my channel and what I fucking do, that you want to be fucking special. And you want to make a difference, and you want to fucking be excellent. You don't want to be mediocre. If that's you, remember, sweat equity is the only fucking equity you need. That's not a game.